So I walk up to her like, man, you be looking right, girl. They call me YX, but you can call me tonight. She started laughing like you must be playing right. I'm like, not really, but I'm glad it broke the ice. But anyways, I'm really digging your eyes, and I bet them things will shut when I'm kissing your thighs. Not a fighter, but I sure ain't a lover. Far from a cop, but I'm trying to get you undercover. Yeah, I mean what I said, so let me take you to the holiday and put you to bed. Girl, I'm second to none. She said she swing both ways. Well, I'm trying to hit a home run. Girl, I keep it real. Ain't no need to sugarcoat it. I'm just trying to take you home if you haven't noticed. So here's my digits. Hit me if you're with it. You could be my secretary if you're really with the bid, man. Yeah, that's me.
Who do you think you are?
Girl, let me know what's the deal. Cause you know I keep it real. Yeah, that's me.
Who do you think you are?
I just call it for what it is. So give me a call when you ready for the biz. Tryna beat it like a drummer boy, tongue make fast. She said she give good brains, but she got dumb ass. Said my swag is sick, but my stroke gutter. Guaranteed one hit, I'll make you wonder. But no love, quick pass and go. I'm playing with a G-string like a classic coat. Guarantee my max also have you loving it. I go by Young Syfe, but the neighbors know my government. It don't matter to me, whatever float your boat. She begging me to scuba dive or motorboat. I have you me while your legs shaking. She wanna stay, but her friends waiting. Yeah, got a feeling for some more. Bravo. She begging me to hit it like the lotto. Get laid, get paid is the motto. I beat it to the Springs break. Cabo. Yeah, that's me.
Who do you think you are?
Girl, let me know what's the deal. Cause you know I keep it real. Yeah, that's me.
Who do you think you are?
I just call it for what it is. So give me a call when you ready for the biz. Now one time for my players, throw it up. The ladies gon' hate me for this one, but throw 'em up. Hey Chaz, let's get on some Cali shit. Yeah, it's the one right here, boy. I'ma need my niggas to stand up. One time for the West California,
Side. Where that bomb herb ain't too hard to get. The limo swap meet, caught a nigga looking fresh. Wouldn't be California without the sunshine. And it wouldn't be as fun without the one time. Look, niggas grinding for they bread, true hustlers. It's straight riders in Cali, no busters. California love, niggas getting paper. Outfit ain't right without the fresh tuck tailors. Ira Cali said there ain't nothing left. Nigga, rock your bandana, it's the Wild Wild West. LA to the Bay, Fresh Coast Kings, you don't know it, don't trip, it's the West Coast thing.
This is the life we live, I die for this, it's California, California. This is the life we live, I die for this, California, California.
4X white coat club tramp ex-wife beater. All-star stepping with my 501s pleader. 907.45 tail. No hooks allowed in the city where I'm from. My Northern Cali cats put high feet on the map. My Dago niggas, what's going down where we stand? IE, the OC, the LA. You better mind your P's when you see a BJ. Gangsta shit, y'all still the gangster-ish. Fuck swag, nigga down, keep it gangster trick. Home of the stars, and where they fall daily. Heart of a line running in the field of days.
This is the life we live, I die for this, it's California, California. This is the life we live, I die for this, California, California.
In California, home of the fresh coast. Disrespect, we gon' be the first to let you know. Game bang capital. Ain't no holding out, but that's only something us California niggas know about. California trees, California breeze, California swag, it's the California dream. To live and die in California, ain't worried about a thing, we just trying to get paid. No matter where I go, and even through the hard times, California's where my heart lies. We might fight amongst each other, but I promise you this, we'll burn this bitch down, get us pissed. Rest in peace, Tupac.
This is the life we live, I die for this, it's California, California. This is the life we live, I die for this, California, California. This is the life we live,
There you go. What up, man? How's it going? How's it going? How's everything?
Oh, we blessed.
Yes, sir. We got a little bit of a lighter cast today. Just myself and 10 Toes. You know, got a light episode for y'all. Nothing too crazy. We ain't got no brackets today. We ain't got nothing super crazy. Before we actually jump into it, I do want to share something real quick with everybody. Whenever y'all do tap into this, like always, like, subscribe, share to YouTube. If you're on Facebook, come on over to YouTube, like and subscribe to the page. But let me pull something up real quick. We got a link in the bio to a GoFundMe page. One of our TTE family, Tavita's wife, sister, just recently found out that she has cancer. So they're raising money for just all the stuff that go with that, right? Having to do with medical expenses, being able to take care of her family. There's the little blog on the GoFundMe. One of her close friends has it all established. Her name is KRiSTAL, which is our brother's wife's sister, who recently found out that she has cancer. So if y'all have the ability to, throw some money at it. It's definitely going to be going to a good cause to help take care of the family. Hey, a share goes a long way, like it says in the details. Even if y'all are able to share the link to your friends, your family. Everybody got a couple hundred friends on Facebook. If y'all are on Facebook, share it on your Twitter, share it on your TikTok, whatever you got to do. It's all going to a good cause. So y'all are interested in a little bit more details around it. She got a whole spiel on the family and the rundown. So y'all can show love. That would be dope. But that's where we at to start. Before we get into 10 Toes Trivia, man, how are you doing, Deuce? How's everything with you today? This week, man, really?
We good. Halfway through the week, it's the third Monday of the week, so we good, man.
Third Monday. Is there a significance for the third Monday of the week?
Nah, so third Monday. Tomorrow will be the fourth Monday, and then we got Friday.
Hey, vibes.
You know what I'm saying?
Vibes. Okay, third Monday, fourth Monday. All right.
All about perspective.
Hey, it is what it is. Every day's Friday to me.
Hey, that's facts. That's fun. That's fair.
Every day's Friday to me. Cool, man. Let's get into it. We're going to go into 10 Toes Trivia. We're going to recap last week's questions. And then with the answers this week, and then we'll give you this week's questions. You'll get the answers for them next week. So y'all got time to do your research and all of that. So first question from last week.
Oh, shoot.
I got you. I'll read it out.
Yeah.
How many countries make up the Americas? 50, 45, 40, or 35? Those questions are rigged. I feel like they are too. And I'm just not intelligent as I thought I was.
So the answer to that is 35.
I think I might have said 35.
You did. There was a couple people who got that one right.
Yes.
Yeah. There was a couple people who got that one right, but the answer to that one was 35.
35.
Which I wanted to make sure that question was, I wanted to try to word it right. That's how come I put the Americas.
Yeah. North America, South America.
Yeah. Central America, all that. Yeah.
Ooh, I super guessed on that one.
Yeah, that one was 35.
35. She said D. You got it right too. Okay. Question number 2. What is the biggest state? Texas, California, Wyoming, or Alaska? I know I got this one right because one of my nephews got me. Everybody got it right?
I think everybody got this one right too. But I think it was more so monkey see, monkey do. So that one, this answer got a couple votes for it, and then everybody was like, I ain't gonna be the only one wrong.
3 people voted on it, so everybody was like that. We all getting on that. We all getting
But the
on
answer
that.
to that one is also D, Alaska.
Alaska, okay.
A lot of people forget that how big it actually is, just because when you look at the map, it's not represented the actual true size of it.
Yeah, it's next to Canada, so like that's what you're comparing it to is Canada.
That and more so, just it's not. They call it the continuous, something like that. It's a C word, but basically, it's all of the 48 states that are connected.
Uh-huh.
And Hawaii and Alaska are the only 2 states that are not.
Bobby Shane says Alaska. You are correct. You are correct. All right, question number 3. What is the fastest animal in the world? The cheetah, the sailfish, great white shark, or the peregrine falcon? I know I got this one wrong. No, actually, no, I got this one wrong. I said sailfish.
Yeah. The answer to that is the peregrine falcon.
Peregrine falcon. Was there a lot of people that got that? I feel like only like 1 or 2 people got that right.
There was a couple. I think it was like 2 or 3.
Great white shark. You are incorrect. It is the falcon. I didn't know that. Vita, yeah. Yeah. Go Falcon.
So the top speed for those falcons are like 242 miles per hour because they'll go up so high. They'll just dive.
Oh, damn.
That's how they pick up all that speed. So they're quote unquote the fastest animal in the world.
Because they dive in. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They some cheaters. They some cheaters. All right, question number 4. When was the NBA founded? When?
So this one I threw in just because all you guys are such NBA heads. I was like, let's see who really is a true NBA fan.
Hey, so the only reason I know this one is because when I was playing basketball in high school, our coach said, if you can come back to me before tomorrow's practice and tell me when the NBA was founded, I'll give you $100 and you don't got to do sprints.
So you got the bread?
I did not get the bread. I was behind the kid that got the bread because I heard him say it as I was about to say it. I was about to fight him. I had to run my ass to go do some sprints.
Hey, so then I'll let you answer that one in honor of that memory. Tell us the answer, Oops.
That brings up bad memories, bro. That brings up bad memories. I don't even want to
redeem yourself.
I remember his name too. So Antoine Hurd, that's the homie. He's a poet now. I think he actually just got a psychology degree. Shout out to you, Antoine. But it's 1946, bro. 1946. I'll tell you what happened too. He was walking in the gym, and I'm like, there go coach right there, bro. Walked up to him, and this is before we had the internet on our phones, so we couldn't just Google it at the time. You had to go to the library. Walking up to him, I was like, Coach, I know when the NBA was founded. My homie walked up, 1946, Coach.
Stole your thunder.
I was hurt.
Emotional damage.
All of it, bro. All of it. Question number 5 from last week's trivia. What is the 3rd military branch to be formed? I know I got this wrong. I said like Army, or I said Air Force, I think. No, I said Navy. Because I thought, you're in the Navy. So I'm going to put Navy.
It was close. So the answer to that one, let's see. Someone put it in the chat. Vita said Navy.
Said Navy.
Oh, yeah, so the answer to that is actually the Marines.
He said D. Oh, she got it right. She said Marines. Yeah. I feel like all the answers are D. Deuce. All the answers are D. Get it?
Right.
That's whack if it ain't the Navy. Yeah, it's the Marines. The right answer is the Marines.
Yep.
All right,
There's another question that I could use on top of that one, but that one's more so for like real military whizzes.
Oh damn, that's the question. I'm curious now. I know I ain't gonna know the answer, but I'm curious.
Probably next week.
Oh, okay, cool. Next week. All right, so I don't have these ones in order, so I'm gonna put it in order based on how I typed it. So, first question for this week's trivia that y'all will get the answers to next week.
All right, yeah, I can read them.
Okay,
Can
go
you
ahead.
pull them up as I read them?
Yeah. Let me. Yeah. Go ahead.
So the first question is, what is the national animal of Samoa?
Bam. What is the national animal Samoa?
And I'll just read the how you have it written, and then correct my pronunciation. The manuma bird.
Yeah.
All right. A whale, the Samoan fruit bat, or the ragged-tip pipefish.
Okay. I super guessed on this one. I did not even know the answer.
Really?
I super guessed, and after I
That's
guessed,
funny.
I looked it up.
That's funny.
I was like, I'm gonna look so dumb.
Yeah. So again, what's the national animal of Samoa? The mauma bird, whale, Samoan fruit bat, ragged-tail pipefish.
Y'all will get the soy isn't one of the options. Is it?
Who said that?
Oh, what a churg!
Wow. Wow.
What a churg! Oh my gosh, a little spicy.
Wow.
All right, what's the next one?
How many teeth are in an adult set of teeth?
That one is 4. I super guessed on this one, so I think I got this one wrong.
The answer is 30, 32, 36, or 38.
Ooh. If you ask me how many teeth are in my mouth,
That's different.
is a 2 that starts with it.
Right.
Yeah, broken teeth, you got some teeth pulled out, ain't got nothing back here, you know.
Yeah. So, again, how many teeth are in the adult set of teeth? 30, 32, 36, or 38?
I think I said 36. Vita said 32. Okay, I think I'm with 36. We're gonna find out the answers next week.
And then, so question number 3 was, how many noble gases are on the periodic table?
Many noble gases are on the periodic table.
The answer is 8, 9, 7, or 6.
Serena says B, 9. Vita
How many
says 7.
noble gases?
Oh, A, not B? Okay, she went with A.
Okay.
Oh, B is for the other one. Okay. Vita says C, 7. Ooh. I know I got this one wrong. I ain't even bother looking it up either. I was just okay being wrong.
Hey, this one I was like, I'm gonna see who paid attention in school.
Not me. I ditched science every chance I got, bro. We had every day I had science. I ditched that mug.
That mug, yeah, it's one of them ones.
Mm-hmm.
So next question: what year was water polo invented?
5-layer burrito plus 2 Baja Blast equals 7 natural gases.
What year was water polo invented? 1884, 1886, 1888, or 1890?
What a question. Water polo.
Yeah,
What a question.
this one had people stumped. Everybody was like, "What is that?"
As soon as you threw it in there, I was like, you know what? Study long, study wrong. Let me just click on one.
Like, this one I don't think anyone got. But in the chat, there were jokes about it.
Oh, okay. I think I remember Vita's jokes. He said
Yeah.
1890. 1880 seemed too dark of a time for people to be inventing fun activities. So we're going to go C, 1888. Okay, we'll see next week if you're correct.
Yeah. Next question and final question. What was the first nuclear submarine? The USS Nautilus, USS Thresher, USS Lionfish, or the USS Parchi?
I went with the coolest sounding one. I said A. I said Nautilus. Like, yeah, that's that. You're gonna create a nuclear sub. You're gonna call it the Nautilus. Like, yeah. Feeling like it goes A, B, C. Next one D. And that's how you answer multiple choice questions when you don't study for it. You just make nice patterns with the bubbles.
Hey, Christmas tree. That's what we call it in the Navy on our advancement exams. We just call it Christmas tree, and just fill the bubbles. Don't even read the questions. Worried about it. Worried about it once.
That's tough. A. Next one is A. Cool. That's 10 toes trivia. Last question was, what was the first nuclear submarine? B. Thresher, because if I wanted to have a first submarine name, it would be powerful. Hey, y'all hear about the Thresher? I don't know who out here with a sub like lionfish. Hey, you never know. Them lionfish subs might be dangerous.
So I will say this: that all of those are actual submarines at one point.
Oh, really? Those are legit submarines?
Mm-hmm.
I should have known that based on your other question. Who founded Nike with those names that sounded like they was fake, but they was real people? I was shook.
Yeah, that boy Adolf Dassler.
He said Adolf Dassler. Who's scared of a lionfish? Nobody. Hey, it sounds scary. Lionfish? I don't know, man. I don't know. All right, y'all. That's the end of 10 Toes Trivia. You'll get the answers next week, along with a new set of questions that you'll get the answers the following week, too. So I'm going to be throwing those questions in our social media accounts. Adolf Dazzler. You'll get it on Instagram. You'll get it on TikTok, maybe. You'll get it on Facebook. So y'all can go and interact there, too. The next topic we have is what's happening, man. What happened in your week this week that you want to talk about? Anything happened this week?
Yeah, Trey, boy, got his tooth pulled, got a crown. Now my boy flexing. He saying he got grit.
Ooh, did he get the gold tooth? Did he get the gold tooth?
Nah, it's a silver cap. It's a silver crown on it, but it's on his incisor, so you can still see it.
Okay, he out there smiling like,
yeah. He got like no tooth, crown, no tooth.
Oh damn! Is he still growing? He's still getting his permanent teeth,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah, he's still getting all his permanent teeth.
My man, how'd he get it? So why'd he get it pulled? Was they just baby teeth?
Yeah, cavities on his baby teeth.
Okay. The baby teeth. Hey man, what's happening with me? I'm falling in love with the gym, bro. That mug is crazy. I weighed myself today. Just because I'm always curious. So I try to weigh myself every 2 weeks. Just to see where I'm at. Man, burning through this weight that I've been trying to get off.
What's up?
Burning through it.
Hey, I'll say this, when you fall in love with the gym, it's a double-edged sword, boy.
Yeah?
You're gonna be like, man, I just gotta go to the gym. It's gonna become like that's how it was when I first started. That's how it is with Diana right now.
Mm-hmm.
She loves the gym. She stays in the gym.
Man.
Or at least.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I gotta go. As soon as work is over, I gotta go. 2:30, 3 o'clock comes around that time, I gotta go. I gotta be there.
Oh yeah. I mean, but it helps with the mentals for real. That's usually how I work out, is for the mental.
For sure. I always gotta make sure I got a hoodie on. Throw my hoodie. My hoodies are usually long, so like I can't see nobody. I just got my headphones on. People typically leave me alone. Every now and then you'll have like the familiars come up, give you the fist bump. What up, dog?
Yeah.
That's always cool.
I went to the gym Donna goes to and that we went to. Like I started going there first, and Donna's a lot more friendly and approachable at the gym. So she be getting, yeah, baby, already.
Yeah, baby.
Already. Well, yeah, so she ended up meeting a lot of people and just hanging out with people and stuff like that. but like they all knew. So she told them that she had a husband who would come, and like they all kind of like went on like the mass hunt to try to find out who I was. That must be because like I said, I wouldn't talk to nobody, or like if I did talk to someone, it'd be them randomly coming up to me asking me about what I'm doing, or
Yeah.
just like I catch them just staring at me the whole time. So I'm like, yo, what's up? Like, you need something? So,
Yeah, I got the RBF on my face at the gym. I already got it naturally, but like, yeah, I just don't want to be bothered. That's what's happening for me this week. Hey, I seen Vita was in the gym with Spawn Breezy. Hey, Spawn Breezy, man, shout out TTE, bro.
that's the cousin.
Huh? That's all of our cousins. TTE's cousin. What else is happening this week? Oh, we actually got a new logo, y'all. We got a new logo to be able to, you know, separate. Yeah, to be able to identify. That's the word I'm looking for. So y'all can identify TTE when y'all see that logo. We'll get it together. We'll officially release it to y'all on this episode next week. So I've been investing in more expensive stuff. Boxers. No more.
That boy
He said no more tidy whities.
getting them jockeys, them goddamn PSDs.
But shout out to Kia Della Serna, man. Kia Della Serna. Look him up on Instagram. His wife is a dope photographer too. He got mad talent. He's doing starting to pick up his logo game, and he's made a couple of like family logos too, just like family crest for a couple people. So Kia Della Serna. I'll throw his info in the details of the video once this is over. But like I said, y'all, that's gonna take us out of what's happening right into this next topic that we got going. We'll probably carry this on for the next few weeks. The world shall know Ainga. Yes. Next topic, which is actually going to be the last one that we're going to cover, should take us, you know, into a little bit of conversation. But cultural cuss words. Cultural cuss words. Today we're talking about the B word. Now everyone's probably thinking to themselves, the B word? Why would we talk about the B word? We're not talking about a female dog. That's not the one we're talking about. The B word today is boundaries. That's today's cultural cuss word. Boundaries. What does that mean to you when you hear that? Boundaries. What does boundaries mean to you? And chat, well, I want to know what y'all think too. What does boundaries mean to y'all?
Know what y'all know, or what y'all believe boundaries are. And for me, boundaries, I think that they are things that I will allow or not allow to happen.
Okay.
But I feel like that whatever boundaries I do have set are very strict, very stern. But at the same time, over time, boundaries should change based on maturity.
Okay. Interesting. I can't disagree with that. I think for me, boundaries is, when I think of boundaries, I think of comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Where's your area of comfort, and where is your area of like peace? I think peace is a better word than comfort. But I think that's where I look at when I think of the word boundaries. Like, where is my peace?
Mm-hmm.
And how do I keep that peace safe? Right? So boundaries are limits you set, not for yourself but others around you. Ooh, I like that. I like
the part for not for yourself, not only for yourself, because I think that goes with the maturity thing of knowing what your limits are, where you do feel comfortable, and being able to operate in certain spaces, i.e., work, the gym, just outside of your nucleus of your family.
Okay. You just said boundaries for me start by priority of people. Boundaries are meant to protect those who have priority. Ooh, that's heavy. I like that. So thinking about boundaries, man, what are some of the boundaries you have? Like, what are some boundaries that you have set for yourself, for your family, for people around you? What are some of those boundaries?
For me, I'll say from my work my workspace or just work in general, one of my boundaries is if it starts affecting my family negatively,
Mm-hmm.
then I won't do it or I won't conform to that ideal. That my boundary is my family's first,
Okay.
and that my career or my job is always going to be second to my family. So whatever my family needs is what I'm more um, going to pursue versus what I could necessarily do career wise.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
if my career doesn't benefit my family, then I don't want that as my career.
Right. There's no need to do any of it, especially if it like compromises your ideals that you have.
Yeah.
Okay. Vita says if you're married, your boundaries should be a healthy mix of protecting you and your spouse first. That's actually one of the boundaries that I want to talk about for myself, and you know, hopefully some people can relate to it. But setting the boundaries between family, as in the family that I grew up with, that I was raised with, that you know, that is my family where my roots are, and then my family that I'm building and creating now, right? From my wife, my son, my dogs, you know, the people that are in my immediate circle, right?
Yeah.
Setting the boundaries in between that, because I think one of the things that, especially that's super prevalent in the Polynesian culture, is there is no boundary when it comes to parents and spouse. It's like a very thin line when it should be a very, very clear one that says, I love you and I respect you as my parent, but this is my priority right now, right? Kind of going back to what Vita says as far as protecting your space and protecting your spouse and separating that. Serena said, if I feel the slightest bad vibe, I'm out. Like, I'm not going to put myself in situations where I have to be uncomfortable for someone else. Yes. Vita says, spouse, kids, parents, those who support the first three. Wish I could say blood, value my priority, but they don't. So those who honor my first three are who I consider my inner circle. Absolutely. Absolutely. I totally agree with that.
Yeah. That's how Vita has that set up. That's how I value my relations. Go my wife, my kids, my mom, my father, my siblings, they're all in that parents group. And then after that, it'll go into like friendships and workplaces and stuff like that. And then based on how you and I interact or deal with each other, then that will move you up into from just like in a sense, the workplace and friendships. That's kind of like the associates bracket or arena. And then it'd move you into the parents, siblings arena, depending on how me and that person are interacting. But again, like but at that parents level, that's the highest. That's their ceiling. That's the highest they'll ever be able to get to.
Yeah. There's no overtaking your kids or your spouse.
Exactly.
For sure. For sure. I think thinking about, you know, in the same lines of boundaries and thinking about the ones that we've set for ourselves and the ones that we have set and that we recognize, what are some of the boundaries that you've crossed? Whether that be unintentionally, intentionally, or you know, for whatever reason. Oh, look at that guy. Wrong chat, wrong chat.
We bully.
Groceries.
What, groceries?
Groceries. What are some of the boundaries that you may have, you know, unintentionally crossed, or, you know, maybe even intentionally? What are some of those boundaries that you've crossed that, you know, you had to learn the hard way? Like, oh damn, that was not meant to be crossed.
I've had a lot, honestly.
Remember that one time at band camp?
So there was one time that I made to Vita's uncle upset because of how I would enter the house.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it'd be kind of just me versus when I'm with the family. So I crossed the boundary then, because like I would just walk in and but at the time that's what we all did. But it was every time I went over there, it'd be like a family gather, expect walk in, and like I got used to it, and then so I got checked for that. Uh, there's been a lot.
I can see that, bro.
Well,
I can see that.
I think it was actually it was Nate. Nate had hit me up and he was like, "Hey, Uncle Efo was like, he ain't rocking with you, just coming into the crib like that." I was like, "Oh, my fault."
Yeah.
On to the next thing. My bad. I won't do it more.
Hey, at least somebody told you, right? They could have just let you keep doing it, and everybody's like, "Man, he needs to stop doing that."
Yeah. So that was one time, like probably one of the most jovial, like just all right. I think I was like 16, 17. So super young.
You a youngin'. I mean, I think honestly, my mouth has gotten me in trouble so many times crossing boundaries. Whether that be, so I remember one time, as far as I was raised, right? My pops always raised me to speak my mind, no matter what my opinion was. If it was something I was willing to, down my sword for, and I felt like it needed to be heard, speak on it, right? So one time when my aunts and uncles, and you've been around enough of the Polynesian culture to know that when the old folks is talking, you stay your butt up out the room, you let them do their thing. I happen to be in the area and hear them talking about certain stuff, right? I'm not gonna get into detail, but I heard what they was talking about, and I walked in and I was like, yo, no, that's not it. For example, I love it. Whenever somebody passes away, you give money, certain amount of money, everybody puts in money and gives it over. I walked into the room, and this is just an example of when my mouth got me in trouble. I'm like, yo, we can barely pay our bills. We month to month. I'm still in school. It don't make sense for us to give this money.
Right.
Bruh. If I didn't get chased about the room, so many different cups and pans and plates and everything thrown at me. I got the coldest look from my mom. Yeah, that's a boundary I crossed over with them. In Samoan settings, I cross boundaries, especially in consideration of my kids. I walk past people if I felt my kids needed me. Absolutely. Boundaries.
But yeah, I concur. My mouth definitely got me into a lot more trouble than what necessarily I needed it to be. I remember one time in high school, I was really cool with this one teacher, like hella cool with him. And like I started noticing that he was talking to one of our guidance counselors but it was like a guidance counselor for our special ed program. So then like I was just messing with him. I was like, "Hey bro, what's up? Like you out here like that?" And then he was like, "Hey son," let me tell you something. He was like, "Don't ever disrespect me by coming over here asking me what about this." I was like, "My bad. I thought we
was cool. Wrong setting. Okay."
Because the reason why I asked him is because they had just pulled back up from like lunch or whatever, and she had hopped out the car. So, hey, yo.
He said, "Hey, you got it like that or what?
Like,
that's you?" Man, that's tough.
But he was tight. He was like, "Hey, son, don't worry about what I'm doing." I was like,
"This is my business." Dude's out here crossing boundaries. Speaking of, what boundaries do you have trouble accepting? Like that other people have set, or just that you've seen in general, right? Like what boundaries have you seen where it's just like, that don't make no sense to me?
I don't got any specific ones, but I will say I can't think of any specific ones off the top of my head, but I will say that if the boundaries that don't make sense to me are people who set boundaries for others but don't uphold that same boundaries in a respect to others. You know what I'm saying? So like if I was to be like, "Yo, you can't talk about Diana in any shape, way, form, fashion," but she's out here a lot, like my wife would be out here talking about other people or other things out the side of her neck, that is the situation where like I can't respect, or I don't respect those boundaries. Like you can't tell me I can't do this thing but yet you or your person is doing this thing,
Right,
and
right.
like you're cool with it from
Ooh,
you're not cool with it from others
that's
calling
such
you
a good one. That's such a good one. I see that all the time with parents, especially parents nowadays. Like, oh, can you tell your kid not to do this? And then you look at their kid and they doing that same exact thing, and it's like, what? So you telling? Yeah, nah.
Yeah.
Man, if a woman is married, you approach the husband first to speak to her.
Yeah.
That's when you have trouble accepting.
No, I think that he's saying that's like a boundary.
Oh, okay,
that,
okay.
Yeah. There's some people like would try not to.
I literally had two homies handle it differently. One just spoke to my wife without addressing me. The other came to me first, then my wife.
Yeah. That latter one. That if you have an issue, like if a man has issue with Dinah, I expect them to come to me first. Not saying she can't handle herself.
Yeah.
Could probably be a lot more aggressive in a sense.
Yeah.
Than I necessarily might, but definitely because I think that if you can't like, if I say Rena said something and it didn't sit right with me, and I came to you and said something about it, you could go back to your wife and explain to her what affected me better ways than I can if I just say it to her. Because then it's one of those things like, you know your wife better than I do, so you can be able to articulate whatever it is I have an issue with.
You can hear me out as a man speaking to a man what my intent is. Seven said, bro, I can't even like my homie's girls pics, let alone that. I mean that makes sense. To me, man, like, I don't know. That's one of the hard ones. Cause like for me, if it's my wife's cousin and there's a dude, he got an issue with her. To me, that's like, y'all handle that, right? Like y'all related, y'all got, y'all had those conversations. But outside of that, outside of those very, very special occasions where I don't have any type of relationship with the person that wants to address her and she does, I'm like, okay, whatever. If it is a mutual setting, you come to me. If you don't know me, believe whatever is said to her, response will come from me. Facts. Yes. I have trouble accepting the boundary of change, if that makes sense. Right? Like how some people, like, they choose ignorance. Right? My wife invites people over without me knowing. I hate that. Oh, I would hate that too. Oh. I would hate that. She ain't got no friends though, so she ain't worried.
Hey, that boy Vito on his couch, on that therapist couch right now.
He said, boy, you better not come over to my house unless I know. It's her home, so she's comfortable, but I also want to be comfortable. Ah, man, yes. So much yes. I think comfort is definitely a boundary. Comfort is absolutely a boundary.
Yeah, for sure. For me, I think, so kind of like that, what you were saying about the change, I think, hey, dude, shut up. For the change, I think that I'm one of the people who believe that change is good in moderation. I don't think change is bad in its entirety, but I think try to change too much or too fast, then that's when you kind of get those like hiccups and those mesh points that don't blend well. Also, I think people are just scared of change, so they try to prohibit change, if that makes sense as well.
They'll do everything they can to continue in the path that they're on.
Yeah.
And I mean, I can see where you're coming from, where sometimes change is done too fast or too aggressively or too much of it, because like the pendulum will swing the other way, and like you'll be on the other side of the spectrum based on where you're changing from, as opposed to finding a happy medium. My biggest thing with like having to accept the boundary of where people just sometimes don't want to hear it. Like they don't want to hear anything having to do with the other side or the other story. It's always just my story and that's it.
Yeah, that goes kind of what Vita just put in the chat. The person asking for change has to have patience with the ones they're asking to accept that change.
Yeah.
That goes hand in hand with those two.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, shoot, one of the biggest things that I had to do, and this is from the experience with y'all, with TTE. One thing I had to do was challenge. This was actually with you. My relationship with you when that first started. I had to challenge myself to say, damn, am I just being ignorant and thinking that Deuce is just challenging the norm or like challenging everything that I know? Or is it just he's bringing a different walk of life that I need to see in a different light? Like I had to challenge my boundary of Polynesian upbringing only, right? And I think that conversation came from when I asked you about Juneteenth. Because I've asked a couple of my friends about Juneteenth, and they look at me stupid, and it's just like, what you mean you don't know what Juneteenth is? Look it up. And I'm just like, damn, y'all ain't trying to educate a brother. Like y'all don't want to help me out. But when I asked you, you were like, okay, he's genuinely asking. Let me take this time to break down everything that I know and educate him. Like I said, I removed my boundaries of ignorance to be able to be like, cool, put me on game.
Yeah. Like I think that's one of the healthy things. And like you've been saying, even in chats and stuff, is like, I know that I'm not Polynesian or I'm not Samoan, but it's one of those things that's like, I've been around it for a while. I understand it in its basic form. Like, of course, I've never been the one that had to sit through a lot of like the traditional things that you guys have, but at the same time, it's one of those things that, as a minority or a black person or whatever, that we have our own thing. And it's like they're similar, but they're still different. And it's like, okay, how does this apply to people who never been into it? Like, how can I can't turn my nose up at someone because they don't understand what I've go through or what I've been around. A good example of that happened in my life is, so I have my inner city family. Who is it? So I have my inner city family. Okay. So I have my inner city family in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City. Sorry, my kids. They knocking on the door. And then I have white side of the family, my mom's side of the family up in Ammon, Idaho, right? So during the summers, we'd go up to Idaho and just be kicking it with that side of the family and all that. And then be able to, whenever we go up there, I would talk to my cousins and stuff like that. And something as simple as I started making fun of one of my cousins because I forgot, I think it was like the Rugrats or something like that. And like they had never seen it or really interacted with the Rugrats. So then I think I had said something or called him a name off of it. I was like, man, you're acting like Chucky or whatever.
Yeah.
Chucky scared or something like that. And then like he was like, I don't really get that reference. And then my mom, like I was talking to my mom about it. I was like, they're weird or whatever. And she was like, no, they're not weird. They're just from a different culture than you are. And then I was like, what do you mean? She was like, okay, case in point, you don't know what baling hay is or what it feels like to bale hay for the whole day. And then like that, I think I was probably around like 9 when that happened. And I was like, oh, you're right. She's like, don't try to make fun or think that they're lesser than you because they don't know what it feels like to run the streets of St. Louis and steal this and steal that and like do all these hood rat stuff. Like
he's a hood rat. Like, he's a hood rat, y'all.
Doing all the hood rat stuff. Then that's what she said. Just with my mom, she's like, doing all that hood rat stuff that you and your cousins do. She was like, they are up here baling hay. They're castrating cows. They're, doing all these other things that you have no idea about.
Yeah.
Like, stop. Don't be so closed-minded thinking that these people are different just because y'all don't have same experiences.
Yeah. Having to set that boundary of ignorance to remove it. Diversity brings depth. Thank you, Vita. About your point, I see no issue with what Deuce did with Unc in this story, walking into the crib. On the fam, though. I know I'll be irritating dudes like how I'm always bringing up stuff like, shut up, dude, we know. He can't bale my hay, y'all. Not the baling, the hay.
For real though, like that, and like that's what it was. And like when my mom said that, I was like, it actually like just the light bulb clicked. I was like, dang, she's right. Like, I don't know what that's like.
Yeah.
To bale hay, and then come to find out, like the next 2 days later, I actually was up there baling hay with them. Like, I was like, yeah, this isn't fun.
This sucks. I want to go be a hood rat. Man, speaking of that family, that family experience, that actually takes me to the last question, right? What boundaries do you take in regards to like your relationships, whether that be with your friends, your family, just different relationships that you have? What boundaries do you set?
For me, honestly, one of the boundaries that I try to set is if you feel some type of way, speak on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm really big on just open transparency. Like, yo, if you're not feeling something, if I say something that just doesn't sit right, speak on it, because if you don't speak on it, then all it's gonna do is just build up, and you're gonna start harboring false hatred or whatever. To me, or animosity is a better word than hatred. You're gonna just start harboring animosity towards me specifically because of something that I did that offended you. So that's one of my things, is like
That you
that
have no idea about.
that I have no idea about, that I can't even apologize about. So that's one of my biggest things. Like, I try to have everybody around me abide by that. Like, yo, if you feel some type of way, speak on it, whether it's good or bad. Like, and then
Absolutely.
let's old enough and control ourselves like adults and have a conversation. If we can't at the moment, cool. At least you aired out what you had to air out.
Yeah.
And then we can revisit it later, like when temperatures aren't as high or whatever.
I think that's definitely one I can agree with. Right? Is like, Sefa said, understanding my friends' views. I used to be so self-centered on my piece, the slightest inconvenience, and then I cut people off. Honestly, that's a boundary that I had to set for myself because of y'all. Is understanding y'all views and understanding that, yo, this is dope that we got all these differences. Crusty Antiques, what's up with you guys? What's up, Crusty Antiques? But that was one of the boundaries that I think I had to set for myself, as well as for, with y'all, is not all of us are gonna agree on something. And if we don't, that's amazing. That's dope. Because I think we've all adjusted to the point to where we all understand each other's boundaries, and we all understand kind of what impacts each other, and how to address certain things, right? And when it's okay to just call somebody out. But I think another one that I probably had to set with myself for in my relationship, just with like family, with my wife, with my son, is understanding when they need their time. Understanding when me pressing the issue should not be done. Because I'm somebody that, like, well, my wife is mad, bro. I'm always what's wrong? You okay? You okay? You need anything? You sure? You want to talk about it? And like, I'm still learning. Like, I'm saying it's a boundary, but I'm still learning it. Like, when definitely. She's the slightest irritation, I'm just like, are you okay? Want to talk about it? Is there anything? Did I do something?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I'm just
because I'm in that same walk of life. It's just like trying to learn the healthy way to allow Diana to have her space and all that. But at the same time, it's again another boundary that for me specifically, that I have to set is like, yo, I'm cool with giving you the space, but you have to give me a little bit. And beforehand.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
To
I think you talked about that last week.
Yeah, to satisfy that, hey, you good? Because I can see you and you're not good. Do you want to talk about it? Can we talk about it now? No. Can we talk about it later? If so, cool. I can back off. Is like you said, is it something that I've done?
Mm-hmm.
That way I can, try to be more aware of what I'm doing or whatever. Or just to get that comfort, all right, no, it's not me. All right, cool. So it's something else. All right, then I can definitely just, lay back, let you process whatever you're going through, and then we can just reconvene. But that's one thing that I do with Diana is like, I try to I really do. I try to give her space if she's upset about something.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's times where it's just like, nah, we can't do that. We can't just take space because at that point we're kind of just lingering and we're not allowing the process to benefit or just allowing us to communicate to continue to try to benefit what's going on.
It's like you're spending time tiptoeing.
Yeah.
But I think what I really have to learn is her love language and understanding how she best communicates. Right? She's someone that is definitely acts of service. Acts of service, and then what is it? I forgot what it was called. Yeah, I can't even think of it. I forgot what it was called. But basically just affirmation. That's what it is. Words of affirmation. Words of affirmation. That's one thing that I'm still trying to work on to make sure that I'm hitting those points and I'm not crossing the line by being too aggressive and asking about some of those things. And that goes not just for my wife, that goes for like my brothers. That goes for like, y'all, trying not to pry too much into little things that I catch, because I'll catch little things and I'll be like, I'm curious. But let me stand back. In all due time, they'll let it be known, right? They'll elaborate a little bit more on the little piece that I caught, and I don't want to be the one to sit there and try to pry it open. He said, instead of taking care of the issue I know is at hand, I try to take care of every other thing to relieve stress. Simple task, housework, kids, getting things I know. She or they like help bring comfort. That's one thing that Vita's definitely good at.
Yeah.
That I've seen.
He's better at that than me.
Yeah, is damn cool. I gotta hop off. Let me get these kids down. He's definitely somebody that does that a lot. One thing that I took from you last week, I don't know if it was last week or a couple weeks ago, that I'm trying to be more intentional about. I do it accidentally. I don't do it intentionally. Is you talked about that boundary between you and Diana, saying, what do you need from me in this moment? Do you need an ear? Do you need a solution? What do you need from me in this moment based on what you're telling me? That was something that I definitely took and looked at. OG bro Leon once said, stop interfering and start interceding. I need food.
Opportunistic, yeah.
Oh, facts. She's like, oh, he's looking for what I need? I need food.
Need this tummy to be filled.
Leon the GOAT. Stop interfering and start interceding. Jeez.
Yeah, so Leon was one of the associate pastors at one of the churches we used to go to.
Mm-hmm.
AME Church, African Methodist Episcopalist Church in KC. And Leon, that boy, anytime he stepped in the pulpit, that boy brought fire. Boy, he had me and Vita sitting in the pews, just again, 16, 17 for me. Just damn, I ain't ready to be a husband.
I ain't ready for this responsibility. No, sir.
Because of stuff like that, he was like, stop being selfish. I'm like, huh? Being selfish? Leon the dude, bro.
The end of the day got to end. Oh. Random slightly bad quote. Nah, that's honestly that is what it is, man. It's just like it is what it is. At the end of the day gotta end.
I'll give him 5 out of 7. Yeah.
Hey, 5 out of 7. That's pretty good. You better take it. Leon is one of the GOATs, just top to bottom. Had life down pat. He was healthy and wealthy, every aspect of life.
Yeah, no, he was. He is. dude, he was real.
That's dope, man. That's dope. I'm gonna need some more of those gems next week, y'all. Just to kind of wrap this one up, thought we was gonna say something about food on 5-5. Oh, you're so late.
Boy.
On 5-5. 55th. Oh, 50. Hey, I got my son doing a 5-5 dance. He be walking around like this.
That's funny.
But giving y'all a sneak peek on the next few weeks, man. We'll have Vita in here next week, so Vita always drops a bunch of gems. Y'all already know Deuce be dropping gems. I'll be over here just soaking it up. Next week,
go ahead.
I
got one too, but I texted you it earlier. But that's the gem that I was gonna drop off too.
Custer. I actually pinned it, so I copied it and then I sent it to myself. I texted it to myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you look at my text messages to myself, it's just a bunch of gems that everyone in the group has dropped that I take and I go look at least once a month just to kind of recap and take all of the stuff that I preach and do it myself. Betting on myself essentially. But next week, y'all, we're gonna be going over the F word. We'll go into a little bit more depth of what that looks like next week on what the F word we're actually talking about. Obviously, this week's B word wasn't what y'all thought it was. And then a week after that, we're gonna be going over the S word. So next week is the F word. We'll have Vita here. We might have Polly back. We might have 4 of us on the episode next week. The F word, the S word the week following. And we got a couple more that we're going to go over the next few weeks. But final thoughts, man. Final thoughts. What you want to leave the people with, Deuce?
So the quote or the thing to mull over, the gem for today is to be the person in any aspect of your life that you wish was there for you. So whether that's friendships, relationships, work, right? Being a mentor to people, being a friend to people, is be the person that you wish you had for you, or to be the person that you wish you could be for others. You know what I mean? Or that others were for you.
That's deep. That's deep. Next week, A Tribe Called Rest. Giving y'all we'll just give y'all a sneak peek now. We'll just give y'all a sneak peek now. A Tribe Called Rest. Vita brought up an idea for all of us to be able to take. I was ready to hate your fake deep quote. What a hater. Vita brought up a really, really good idea for all of us to be able to take a week away from TTE and take a week for us to just get away from chat, get away from anything TTE related, whether it's social media, whether it's us recording videos, sports, anything like that. Our group chat, we're all going to get kicked out of our group chat following our episode next week. And just focusing on us, selfishly us, taking a break from everything that we got going, and then be back the week following. So we'll get a little bit more in depth to that next week. Before we leave, y'all, he gave y'all the deep quote. I ain't gonna give y'all a deep quote. I'm just gonna go back to the link that we have in the description for a GoFundMe account for KRiSTAL's journey with cancer during postpartum. They're looking for any donations that y'all can do, prayers, shares, anything that you can throw their way. If you don't need that Big Mac today, send that $10 over. If you don't need that Big Mac next week, send that $10 over. Anything and everything helps out, especially with everything she's going through. This one hits me. I don't know her personally. This one hits me. It hits home because my wife, she beat leukemia a while back. So this is one of them things for me. So y'all will definitely see shares and things like that for me. Throw up the prayers, throw up the shares, throw up all of that. But that's it for us. Episode 11. We'll be back next week. Episode 12. More cultural cuss words. The F word, as well as A Tribe Called Rest. See y'all next week, y'all.
Already.